The pale shape glided closer. Nita felt Kit drift so close to her that his skin brushed hers, and she felt the thudding of his huge heart. In shape, the shark looked like a great white, at least as well as Nita could remember from Jaws. There, though, the resemblance ended. Great white sharks were actually a pale blue on their upper bodies and only white below. This one was white all over, an ivory white so pale that great age might have bleached it that color. And as for size, this one could have eaten the Jaws shark for lunch and looked capable of working Nita in no more than a bite or two as dessert. Its terrible maw, hung with drifting, mangled shreds of bleeding tuna, was easily 15 feet across. Those jaws worked gently, absently, as the white horror cruised toward the three of them. Sri finned forward a little. She inclined the forehalf of her body toward the white one and sang in what seemed utter, toneless calm, "Edrashtekaraskett, chief of the unmastered in these waters, I greet you." The shark swam straight toward Sri, those blank eyes fixed on her. The whale held her position as the pale one glided toward her, his mouth open, his jaws working. At the last possible moment, he veered to one side and began to describe a great circle around the three. 3 times he circled them, in silence. Next to Nita, Kit shuddered. The shark looked sharply at them, but still said nothing, just kept swimming until he had completed his 3rd circle. When he spoke at last, there was no warmth in his voice, none of the skin-stroking richness she had grown used to in whales' voices. This voice was dry, interested, but passionless, and though insatiably hungry, not even slightly angry or vicious. The voice destroyed every idea Nita had of what a shark would sound like. Some terrible malice she could have accepted, not this deadly equanimity. "Young wizard," the voice said, cool and courteous. "Well met." The swimmer broke free of his circling and described a swift, clean arc that brought him close enough to Nita and Kit for Nita to see the kind of rough, spiky skin that had injured Sri so badly 2 nights before. The great shark almost touched Nita's nose as he swept by. "My people," the pale one said to Sri, "tell me that they met with you 2 nights since, and fed well." "The nerve!" Kit said, none too quietly, and started to swim forward. Aghast, Nita bumped him to one side, hard. He was so startled he held still again. "Keep your mouth shut," she said quietly. "That thing could eat us all if it wanted to." "If he wanted to," said the pale one, glancing at Nita and fixing her, just for a moment, with one of those expressionless eyes. "Peace, young human. I'll deal with you in a moment." She subsided instantly, feeling like a bird face to face with a snake. "I am told further," said the shark, circling Sri lazily, "that Wizardry struck my people down at their meal." "And then released them?" "The story's true, then." "True enough, unmastered," said Sri, still not moving. "I'm no more ignorant than Imnu was of the price paid for the reckless wasting of life. Besides, I knew I'd be talking to you today. And even if I didn't, I'd have you to deal with at some later time. Shall we two be finished with this matter, then? I have other things to discuss with you." "Having heard the calling in the water last night, I believe you do," said the pale one, still circling Sri with slow grace. His jaws, Nita noticed, were still working. "You were wise to spare those of my mastery. Are your wounds healed? Is your pain ended?" "Yes to both questions, pale one." "I have no further business with you, then," said the shark. Nita felt Kit move slightly against her, an angry, balked movement. Evidently he had been expecting the shark to apologize. but the shark's tone of voice made it plain that he didn't think he'd done anything wrong. And, bizarrely, it seemed as if Suri agreed with him. "Well enough," Suri said, moving for the first time to break out of the Pale One's circle. "Let's get to business." The shark went after, pacing her. "Since you heard the calling," Suri said, "you know why I'm here." "To ask me to be 12th in the song," said the shark. "When have I not? You may administer the oath to me at your leisure. But first, you must tell me who the Silent One is." "She swims with us," Suri said, rolling over on her back as she swam, something Nita would certainly never have dared do, lest it give this monster ideas, and indicating Nita with one long forefin. Nita would have preferred to keep Kit between her and the shark, but something, the sea perhaps, told her that this would be a bad idea. Gulping, she slipped past Kit and glided up between Suri and the Great White. She was uncertain of protocol, or of anything except that she should show no fear. "Sir," she said, not bowing but looking him straight in those black eyes. "I'm Nita." "My Lady Wizard," the Pale One said in that cool, dry voice, "you're also terrified out of your wits." What to say now? But the shark's tone did have a sort of brittle humor about it. She could at least match it. "Master Shark," she said, giving him the title to be on the safe side. "If I were, saying so would be stupid. I'd be inviting you to eat me. And saying I wasn't afraid would be stupid too. And a lie." The shark laughed, a terrible sound, quiet and dry, and violent under its humor. "That's well said, Nita," he said when the laughing was done. "You're wise not to lie to a shark, nor to tell him that particular truth. After all, fear is distress, and I end distress. That's my job. So beware. I am pleased to meet you, but don't bleed around me. Who's your friend? Make him known to me." Nita curved around with 2 long strokes, swam back to Kit, and escorted him back to the White, with her fins barely touching him, a don't-screw-it-up gesture. "This is Kit," she said. "He may or may not be singing with us." "A whale shark?" said the Pale One, as Kit glided close to him. "Yes," Kit said bluntly, without any honorific note or tone of courtesy appended to the word. Nita looked at him in shock, wondering what had gotten into him. He ignored her, staring at the shark. Kit's teeth were showing. The Pale One circled Kit once, lazily, as he had when offering challenge to Suri. "She is not as frightened as she looks, Kit," he said, "and at any rate, I suspect you're more so. Look to yourself first, until you know your new shape better. It has its own fierce ways, I hear, but a sperm whale is still no match for me." He said this with the utter calm of someone telling someone else what time it was. "I would not make 3 bites of you, as I would with Nita. I would seize your face and crush your upper jaw to make myself safe from your teeth. Then I would take hold of that great tongue of yours, and not let go until I had ripped it loose to devour. Smaller sharks than I am have done that to sperm whales before. The tongue is, shall we say, a delicacy." The shark circled away from Kit. Very slowly, Kit glided after. "Sir," he said, sounding subdued, if not afraid, "I didn't come here to fight. I thought we were supposed to be on the same side. But frightening us seems a poor tactic if we're supposed to be allies and singing the same song." "I frighten no one," said the shark. "No one who fears gets it from anywhere but himself, or herself. Cast the fear out, and then I am nothing to fear. No matter, though, you're working at it. Kit, Nita, my name is Edrashtekaresket." "It has teeth in it," Nita said. The shark looked at her with interest in his opaque gaze. "It has indeed," he said. "You hear well. And you're the silent one, not the listener?" "The listener's part is spoken for, Pale One," Cerise said. "And the silent one's part needs a wizard more experienced than any we have, one already tested against the lone power, yet young enough to fulfill the other criteria. Neat is the one." "Then these are the two who went up against the lone one in Manhattan," Ed Rashtekar-Esket said. "Oh, don't sing surprise at me, Kit. I know the human names well enough. After all, you are who you eat." Nita swallowed hard. "Such shock," the shark said, favoring Nita again with that dark, stony, unreadable look. "Beware your fear, Nita. They say I'm a killing machine. And they say well. I am one." The terrible laugh hissed in the water again. "But one with a mind. Nor such a machine that I devour without cause. Those whom I eat, human or whale or fish, always give me cause. I'm glad you brought them, Siri. If this heart of the sea the wizards always speak of really exists, then these two should be able to get its attention. And its attention is needed." For the first time since the conversation began, Siri displayed a mild annoyance. "It exists, Pale One. How many songs have you played 12th in, and you still don't admit that—" "More songs than you have, young one," Ed Rashtekar-Esket said. "And it would take more still to convince me of what can't be seen by anyone not a wizard. Show me the sea's heart, this time heart you speak of, and I'll admit it exists." "Are you denying that wizardry comes from there?" Cerise said, sounding even more annoyed. "Possibly," said the shark, "if it does not. Don't be angry without reason, Cerise. You warm-bloods are all such great believers. But there's no greater pragmatist than a shark. I believe what I eat, or what I see. Your power I've seen, I don't deny that. I simply reserve decision on where it comes from. What I say further is that there's trouble in the deep waters hereabouts, more trouble than usual. And it's as well the song is being enacted now, for there's need of it, wherever its virtue comes from. Will you hear my news? For if things go on as they're going now, the high and dry will shortly be low and wet, and those of my mastery will be eating very well indeed." A Song of Battles. "What is it?" Kit said. "Is it the Krakens?" Ed Rashtekar-Esket looked at Kit and began a slow, abstracted circling around him. "You know about that," said the Master Shark. "You're wise for a human." "I know that the Krakens are breeding this year," Kit said, "breaking their usual 11-year cycle. And they're bigger than usual, our seniors told us. In the deep water, Krakens have been seen that would be a match for just about any whale or submarine they grabbed." "That is essentially what I would have told you," the Master Shark said to Cerise, still circling Kit. "My own people have been reporting trouble with the bottom dwellers, but any sharks who cannot escape such are no longer entitled to the Mastery's protection in any case. At any rate, I pass this news along as a courtesy to you warm-bloods, by way of returning the courtesy done to my people after your accident." "Thank you," Cerise said, and bowed as they swam. "Odd," Ed Rashtekar-Esket mused as they went, "that qualified wizards of high levels are so few. The whales must bring in humans to make up the number." "Odd isn't the word for it, Pale One," Cerise said. "Advisories and seniors have been dying like clams at red tide lately." "As if," the Master Shark said, "someone or something did not care to have the song enacted just now." His voice sounded remote. "I'm reminded of that song enacted, 130,000 moons ago,